Hi everyone. Today is Friday, October 12th, and I am making this video to give Dr. Lisa Jackson a shout out. For those of you who don't know who she is, Dr. Lisa Jackson is actually the current chief for the Environmental Protection Agency in the United States. And even though there are some positions with the Democratic Party that I do not agree with. Personally, I don't agree with any form of violence, and a community organizer actually does not promote violence. But from that came the appointment of Dr. Lisa Jackson. Now, that doesn't mean that we should ignore things related to violence. But I wanted to give a shout out to Dr. Jackson, Lisa Jackson, because you know what? I love the work she's doing. Since her appointment, she had and hosted the first ever in the world Environmental Justice Summit, and I was just so ecstatic when that was happening. I would have loved to have been there to hear all the different perspectives and, to learn from some of the things that are developing in the environmental justice arena. So I just love that. And, if you're watching Dr. Lisa Jackson, I'm coming from a perspective that is actually north of the USA and connected with several diaspora communities around the world, as yourself as well. And you know what? I really have a lot of respect for you, because I have even been looking at the way that you've been actually strategically trying to get more people involved in environmental justice work. And there has been a lot of funding that has been produced from your leadership to get people out in the community involved in environmental justice work. And coming from a position where I spend, some time as well in the global north in Canada, there's not a lot related to environmental justice work. There's actually nothing based on, for example, the conceptualization of Dr. Robert Bullard. And what's interesting and very sad about the environmental movement north of the USA is that it's very, very whitewashed. So what we have to do is we also have to address this way to have more people like ourselves represented in something called environmental affairs. And Canada now has a position, a type of governance from the Canada-wide leadership that actually has a better ability to critically think and engage and test new ideas and stuff. And that sort of business thinking is what we need to be able to also have your model integrated into the Canada infrastructure. It would be really nice to have Dr. Lisa Jackson, sista Dr. Lisa Jackson, even come and speak to us about ways to integrate, with the USA with respect to the environmental protection structure. And for example, in one province, to begin with, in Canada, they promote themselves as sort of this multicultural heartland, and they welcome all the immigrants of the world. And you know what? Everybody is an immigrant. Everybody comes from somewhere. So they're very stupefied. And you know what? There's no integration of non-white perspectives into the environmental movement economically. And when we're actually dealing with disproportionate or differential populations that have been economically displaced and subject to poverty and dehumanization and all kinds of stuff related to KKK kingdom, as well as they had a similar and still do called residential school violence. There's no integration of people of color from those dehumanized communities into, for example, the environmental movement. So, Dr. Lisa Jackson, I just wanted to send you a shout out and say, you know what, I was just so moved by the fact that I even heard from you. And, I was like, wow, I can't believe she's actually writing me back. But I want you to know that your work is fabulous, and, you know, yourselves, same as Dr. Robert Bullard in the United States, another chocolate academic, we really respect the work that you do. Just giving you a shout out. And to viewers, yeah, this is my shout out to Dr. Lisa Jackson. Take a look at her work. She's the head for the EPA, and look at her stuff around environmental justice work, and how she's actually been trying to develop more collaboration with environmental justice perspectives into sort of the larger social infrastructure. Fabulous stuff. And actually, what we should have in Canada is we should have an environmental justice department. We don't have it. And for those of you that are interested in this stuff, you better make sure you cite your sources. Dr. Lisa Jackson, it's a shout out to you. You do absolutely good work. Much respect.